All right. Welcome to everybody in the chat room to another Work Live Chat. We kind of renamed this one. I see. I don't even remember what I renamed it. I believe I renamed it Gun Chat. But anyway, so welcome to everybody who is joining us on this wonderful evening for the Work After Hours Live Chat. Let me mute some stuff here really quick before I introduce our esteemed panel tonight. All right. So tonight with us, we've got Many Things.
What's up, buddies?
Next up, we've got Builder Shooter.
Gun Chat.
And Gun Chat. And believe it or not, for the first time in quite a while, is the Humble Marksman.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be on the internet with you this fine
He's
evening.
back from Nationals.
It's the OG crew and Manny.
Plus Manning.
So welcome to everybody in the chat room. Looks like we got about 13 people in there. I saw Pistol Pete's down there. John Jeffries is in the house. How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody is having a good night. We've got as usual, a couple of things of gun news. We got a couple of gun questions, and we'll cover whatever else you guys have in the chat. Hey, Kyle, how's it going, man? So first up, let's Humble. How was Nationals?
It was fun. It was a good life experience. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to it next year, but I hope to. I'd like to do it every year. It's really good, but it really kind of puts everything in perspective as far as what you're doing and where that kind of shakes out on a national level. Because it's so easy to get hyper focused. I'm doing good. I'm crushing it, or whatever. When you're practicing and shooting against all the same guys, and you go to nationals, and it's just like, well, damn, that wasn't good enough. Gotta buckle down.
That being said, finishing in even the top half of nationals is still a pretty damn good place to be in.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 finishers, and I was, I guess, in the top third. It's better than third, almost in the top quarter. So,
what was your percentage compared to Max's?
77.02.
Yeah.
So that was 2%.
You shot 77% of questionably the best current shooter in your class.
Well, that's
okay.
What's interesting about Max is he's so much better than everyone else. And I mean, you can easily say that, oh, there's no heat in carry optics, but I mean, like Casey Eusebio shot carry optics and Max knocked him in the dirt. Like Dazzy, my local GM, performed better against Max than Casey did at Nats. And
did Nils run?
No, Nils shot production, which was strange, but I think it's because he wanted to shoot in. I mean, Nils is a stud. He didn't do so great at production nationals. I mean, he was like a top 10 finisher, but it wasn't what he was hoping
warming up for limited.
But then he was number 4 in limited shooting a minor gun, which is
he's probably using production to warm up.
Yeah, I don't know, but Nils is a machine. It's fun. Frostproof Florida is not fun. There is nothing to do there, and it's just orange groves as far as the eye can see, if you can catch the Family Guy reference there. And
their literal only claim to fame is that it doesn't frost there.
I mean, it's a bunch of orange fields and the places that people who pick oranges live. Like that's what Frostproof is. Like there's like a Dollar General, there's a McDonald's, there's a hardware store.
Nationals is
a Cracker Barrel.
There's not a Cracker Barrel in Frostproof. That was in Orlando.
Okay.
Hey, Frostproof near the reload wrap. He could have stopped by and gotten one, or he could have stopped by and given you one.
No, fair enough. It's not my favorite place, but the match was very good. I enjoyed the match. It was very well produced and very well thought out. It was dumb that they didn't use waterproof targets on all of the targets in a match, the highest level of competition that we have. Like if a $285 match fee can't afford waterproof targets and pasters, then I don't know what can. Because we were bagging targets when it rained.
Oh, What's that? Sucks.
Do they make waterproof pasters?
Yeah.
Double Alpha does.
Yeah.
Nifty.
They do, and they gave us like a water soluble pasters. So as soon as
melted off the target,
no, as soon as that stupid little strip of white paper got touched by the water, like the whole strip was worthless.
So they
So
were.
you had to like keep it under your shirt as you ran out to the target, and like one guy would pick up the bag, the other guy would like lean over so the rain would hit him on the back, and then like patch up the targets, put it back under his shirt, and
No.
it was just no good. They did use waterproof targets on the swingers, which would have been miserable if we had to shoot bagged swingers. Like that would have just been the worst.
Mhm.
But we did not use waterproof pasters, so there was that issue as well.
Now, did you hear about the ping pong ball trick? About putting the ping pong ball on your optic after make ready? I guess Christian Seiler and Juan Sick do this now, where after they've loaded the gun and put it back in the holster, if it's raining, they put a ping pong ball to cover their optic. So then when they draw, they don't have to worry about water specks from that 1 to 4 seconds. I heard it on the Ben Steger's podcast today. Matt was talking about it.
I haven't listened to it yet. That's a clever trick. No, but I did use the tape on the optic for 3 stages because frost-proof this time of year. I mean, everybody's got a low angle of the sun, and their berms aren't very tall. So the east-facing berms in the morning stages were kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
So taped up that whole optic, and for 3 stages, I shot with an occluded sight, which honestly, I couldn't even tell the difference. It was not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not getting a ghost dot on my SRO, which was more important. I was worried that was going to slow me down.
That's fair.
So, yeah, man.
All right. Well, let's get into our first bit of news. I don't know. I don't remember if we covered this last time. Did we cover SHOT Show 2 weeks ago? When did it get canceled? Because, hey, SHOT Show's canceled.
Yeah, it got canceled like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, we probably covered it, but do you guys think they'll have NRAM?
No.
Probably not.
With the Biden presidency, probably not, no.
What do you think the Biden presidency has to do with? Oh, because they'll shut it down.
Because of his coronavirus is all
Right. That's what I mean. The coronavirus thing, not anti-gun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? Could be some of that too.
But hey, humble Kathleen would like to know if you're a grandmaster yet.
I am not. I did increase my percentage. I'm now 87%. So creeping my way on up there.
What were your percentiles on? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What were your percentiles on the new classifiers? I can't remember if I caught those or not.
One of them I screwed up and had 2 makeup shots, and that was a 73. So that one didn't count. The other one I was just kind of slow on, and it was an 80, and one of them I'm 100 on. So the 80 and 100 stuck. So those 2 pulled up my average.
All right. So also, I wanted to we're not going to get too much into the election and like the whole thing. I'm burnout on that anyway. So
I'm happy to argue with you on Facebook. This work argues so hard on Facebook. I was just amazed. I can't believe that this random woman, you're going to let her exercise you like she's doing.
She's not random is the problem. I know her is the problem. Did I? Yeah, it's.
Was it your mother-in-law?
The problem is I have to stop pretending that people will actually read things with an open mind and possibly change their mind. Like, I laid out the entire NFA for her, what effect it has to gun owners, the cost it would charge, and her response to me was, where does it say that in Biden's plan? And I'm like, it says it right there, where it says that they're going to attach these things to the National Firearms Act. And this a-hole, who is a lawyer, says to me, link me can you search for the thing for the law for me? And I'm like, no, you can Google. I have to Google it. You can Google it, you lazy bastard. So it just snowballed from there. It was bad.
And then 4 hours later, work was still thumbing at her. I hope you thumbed every one of those responses.
To be fair, huh?
I hope you just thumbed from your phone.
Oh no, no! I was down here working and intermittently hopping on there to do that. So, hey, Harry's in the chat. How's it going, Harry? And Timothy. How's it going, Timothy?
I was so excited to call him Timothy, and then my wife got the Rona, and I couldn't go to the last match of the year, and I was so sad.
We
It's
called him-
okay. Everybody did. We got it on the
called him
bus.
Timothy, except like the one guy on the squad came up with a different way to say it, and he kept doing it that way, so it was totally confusing.
You mean the badass prod guy?
There's no
See-
such thing as a badass prod guy because prod inherently
See, I almost I
strips
missed
you of
the last,
badassery.
I missed the last USPSA of the year at our club,
Mhm.
and then I almost missed opening weekend for firearm, but I'm still going to sneak out. So don't tell anybody. Don't tell Biden.
Are you going to?
Yes, I'm
Are
gonna
you going? Are you going to your neighbors?
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna go to my sister's. I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot a deer in the face.
I shot some pheasants in the face. That was fun.
I saw that. I'm a little envious of you.
Yeah, I got to live the big baller lifestyle because I finally got invited on one of these like corporate vacations. It was like, yeah, we just want to get to know our clients better. Can you come with us to South Dakota to shoot pheasants?
Yep.
Yep, I can
Do
do
they-
that.
Mhm.
I'm surprised you didn't take the Beretta. Walking out there with a shot timer.
Well, did have a pistol with me, and they were trying to get me like a ground. They weren't trying to. I mean, it's not sporting to shoot them on the ground, but if we found a pheasant outside of the corn on the ground that was within pistol distance, I was gonna see if we could make something happen. But we couldn't find one on the right side of the fence outside of the corn. So
I was.
did get to use a Rock Island VR60 box magazine shotgun.
Yeah.
Took 3 of those suckers down with one of those and a Holosun 510C,
Ooh.
which
my favorite open dot.
is not a combination I would recommend for pheasant hunting. I was much happier with an open sight because reloading a box magazine in the field sucks.
Yeah, box magazines are not fun to reload.
Like if you got the bed of a truck to like bear down on and get the things in there, it's not that bad. When you're pressing
it
into
new?
your hip bone to put them on there, yeah, I mean it doesn't get shot much. So
Okay.
uh,
I was
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah,
in the
those guns are not designed for hunting.
No,
essentially, I mean they're. Yeah, I had a Mossberg 590 tactical with the big tall ghost string sights. I could not hit clay birds to save my life because it's like you aim a shotgun with the shotgun. You don't use sights. You use the shotgun, and the sights were in the way of the shotgun.
that's true.
I can't imagine doing it with a dot.
But now, you know what? A 507 might be fun on that with the MOA circle, the 32 MOA circle.
this had the circle turned
Did
on
it?
and it had the dot, and it was less intuitive to lead with than you would have thought.
Yeah.
Because in my mind I was like, just put the tip of the reticle on the head of the bird and just track it that way. And
Mhm.
even still, I just wanted to put the dot on the bird.
Yeah.
It was difficult. And the other thing is because you're looking through a scope, when they start to go to the ground further away, you just kind of want to follow them. You're not as aware of where the horizon is. So you're more likely to clip a dog. So don't do
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, that would not. You would not be invited back.
No. And I would have to, those dogs are not cheap. I'd have to replace the dog.
That's true. Hey,
That
Big
would be-
Johnson in the chat. How's it going, man?
An easy 5K check to replace a hunting dog. Apparently, I was like, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Not to mention the fact that you shot a dog and then
Yeah.
you're like a terrible person.
yeah, they use these
feel
like gorgeous labs. They're just
Not like a
fantastic.
cat.
So, oh shoot, I'm knocking stuff over. Okay, so let's get on to our next bit. You know what? I totally am not doing our news sounds. What is wrong with me today?
You were
Rumble
prepping
hasn't
them
even
too.
heard the news sounds.
I have not.
Let's
I was
see. We got-
impressed with your intro news.
He's never coming back now.
So our next bit of news, Shield has come out with a new red dot. It's the RMS2. A couple of features on the RMS2. It is essentially the same size as the original one. Still has a shield footprint, which is good. That would be silly of them to like change now. It's got the same glass-coated polymer lens. It is a strengthened lens housing, updated electronics so they don't just turn off. They've got a 4 MOA dot and an 8 MOA dot. and a 1 to 3 year battery life, which means still change it once a year. So about the only upgrade, like true upgrades that I'm seeing on this are a strengthened lens housing, because shields are notorious for not having strong housings, and updated electronics. What do you guys think about that guy?
It's a piece of crap.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I've got a Romeo Zero on the little P365 XL that I'm reviewing.
Yep.
And I don't love that. And it's a manually adjustable dot as opposed to an auto adjuster that's fragile. So
I feel almost bad for Shield, because all of that, and they're still going to be beat by this.
Drop it.
Right now. Drop it.
Right now.
No.
I need to get a real dot.
I've dropped a Holosun on the floor before on a live stream. It was awesome.
Well, they didn't address the big gripes about the Shield are the lens scratches easily. So that's a problem.
It's a polymer, and it's not an actual glass.
Yeah, which is the same deal on the Romeo Zero. And the housing is super weak. There are no tactile clicks when you zero. So you have to put this stupid little like pinwheel on your Allen key.
That's stupid. I've had to use those before.
Yeah, they're awful. The Romeo Zero also is that way, which makes it a pain in the balls to zero. And let's see, what else is it? It's still low profile, which is awesome.
My $15 Simmons scopes like that too.
I love those.
But you can pay $400 for this.
Yeah, but this was a $15 Simmons scope.
But for $400, you can have similar features as your $15 scope.
Yeah, it's a hard pass. It's a definite pass.
What do you guys think about the Romeo 1 Pro?
Romeo 2 Pro?
No, the Romeo 2 Pro, like I'm being willfully, like I'm going to get one. I'll be honest with you. It's interesting enough to where, yeah, I'm going to get one. I'll probably be excited about it too until it breaks my heart like every other first release, first generation SIG product seems to do. But
don't buy it right away.
I'm gonna.
You have to because you're a reviewer, but
it's gonna happen. I'm gonna see if I can get one early. So I'll send them another email they'll ignore the crap out of. And
right.
You're supposed to trade that fist bump to Max for free optics. You got to hit him back up for that because he burned it down.
Yeah, he did. I'm the reason Max Michel won Carry Optics Nationals. I've decided so.
100%. Has he sent you a thank you letter yet?
You know, he hasn't. I'm sure he's getting around to that. He is getting around to it. I am certain.
You think with how early he went up for the trophy picture, he would already had the thank you letter written.
Yeah. It's like he knew he was going to win. So, I mean, I get it. But at the same time, like a lot of people came a long way to be here, and you just pieced out before the awards.
Yeah.
And he only lives in Louisiana.
It's almost a petty thing, but at the same time, like, you get that far through, and he probably could have, like, skipped the last 3 stages and still won. So.
Let's see. What was on? You guys carry on. I will tell you whether he could have skipped a stage or not.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the Romeo Pro or the Romeo 2 Pro, Manny, did you add the little snippet on there?
Yeah, that was when we were talking in that the
Aaron
other
Cowan smashes one.
Well,
I bet he already has it.
He was already at SIG yesterday.
Yeah, he's working on it right now. I guarantee it. Like that's, to be honest, I would be surprised if any dot manufacturer didn't send him something prior to even announcing the stuff.
This was announced like what, last year or the year before it shot, and it's been taking forever to come out.
They had issues with their manufacturing. The reason I asked about the Romeo 1 Pro is because it's now in stock everywhere again. But the price that they're selling them for is more than a Delta Point Pro.
What are they?
Is that the one you had, the Romeo 1 Pro?
I had a Romeo 1 at one point. The Romeo 1 Pro is the Delta Point Pro footprint, but it's got a steel shroud similar to the Delta Point Pro. But at the same time, on Amazon right now, the Romeo 1 Pro in 6 MOA is going for like $450. And on Big Daddy Unlimited, I think it's like $329. I was like, that's still too much money for a SIG dot because I got curious.
Does Big Daddy Unlimited have Glock mags in stock?
You know what? I'll tell you if they do or not. I don't know.
I will try it if I can get Glock mags.
It's come a long way. I've been a member a couple times.
It's like $1 for to join.
Your first month. Yeah, your first month's $1. Please use my link.
I would.
Cool. Because eventually they might support the channel with product and that let me do giveaways and stuff. That would be
pretty sweet.
Cool.
I'd probably have to look at your channel though.
Pick me though. I want pick my comment. I need another pair.
There we go. The random comment picker is going to be the
pick my comment. Random picker.
Mandy. This is why I'm pretty sure that we are both disqualified from the
my comment is the best.
When you personally know the guy, it kind of shades it a little bit.
Nobody is disqualified.
What if you can't?
I gotta go comment then. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to. I'll let somebody
go for it, dude. I seriously do.
It's the algorithm.
Else win that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I get plenty of stuff. I'm good.
Yeah, but a $300 set of iPro is next level.
That's true.
So Pistol Pete has a question there about Sportsman's Guide. Before the Rona hit, I had plans on shopping through Sportsman's Guide because I was going to buy several Holler Sun. Sorry, I apologize. Holler Sun optics with the 4-pay plan, just so I could break it up and do it over 4 months.
$20, Manny. They're in stock.
Because I'm poor, but I didn't end up doing that because all of their Holler Sun stuff was back ordered till sometime around 2025, I think. I mean, it
sounds about right.
Forever.
So right now, you're actually better off with Hollison's. DAC Outdoors is getting them. Who else? eBay.
Yeah, the 509's coming.
Go to eBay. I'm not even making this shit up. If you want a Hollison optic, go to eBay. Look at Bowtach Tacticals stuff. They are completely skipping their online store. They are tossing everything on eBay, and it's not bid based. It's buy it now based. So you can let me eBay.
It was like Amazon before Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it now.
Let's see.
Kyle, I hate you, and I want to know more.
I sent you. You could have called that shop and you could have ordered. You could have bought one. They would ship it to you.
Listen.
Yeah. So
I don't have any money for gun stuff right now.
So here's a 507C X2 for $309.99. Buy it now.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's slightly higher than regular price, about $20. I mean, yeah. So if you guys are looking for optics, that's the place to go. Now, be careful because you also do have people who are tossing their stuff on here after they buy it. So here's a 507K for $300. I wouldn't spend any more than about $320 on a stand on the C version and $330-ish on the K version. And you can find them for that. So
I'm sad to see that the 407K price is still outrageous on eBay.
They are, but it's because they do so well. The 407K and 507K right now are kind of the king of the small optics worlds. It's more rugged than their shields, and it's better priced and with questionably better features than the RMR RMRC.
C.
Yeah, C.
Yes.
So it's the best option for those right now. I still got to get my PO1 slant off. It's happening.
And your 365. No, that's
I'm less concerned about because the 365 gets carried so rarely, and it's meh. But the PO1, dude, if I had a dot on that, I would carry that probably 2/3 of the time. I freaking love PO1s.
I understand why it's exciting. You never know if the trigger is going to work or not. It's it's going to reset or not.
No, the trigger always works on those.
The hammer will fall one time for sure. Mm-hmm. Will the trigger reset? Who's to say?
I've never had problems with trigger resets on
Can you
mine.
manually reset the trigger?
Yeah, you can. But you'll
Oh,
like
from the
forget
spring.
for about 5 seconds. You're like, what the heck is going on with my gun? And, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, got it.
Now, how many Shadow 2s have you seen go down in a match due to a trigger return spring?
Shadow 2s, it was less common because Shadow 2s come with better springs. Like when Shadow 2s were introduced, they introduced a new trigger return spring that's way better. So it became less common. But the guys who run the Cajun ones and the old SPO1 ones, I mean, they go down pretty regularly. I mean, I personally had one go down in a match. At Nationals, a dude's, I don't even remember the name of the spring that lifts up the trigger bow.
Yeah, I don't know what that spring's name is.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but the little screw that's supposed to be staked that holds it in a certain position walked, and he lost tension on that, and his gun wouldn't work anymore.
They don't work after that.
No.
I actually had problems with that on one of the installs I did. I had issues with that spring. It got pulled in a little bit and kept wanting to jump off, so I had to pull the whole thing out, which to get that spring out,
not fun.
You have to pull the whole fire control unit apart again.
Yeah.
So I had to pull it all apart and pull that spring out and bend it back right, and it works great now.
So
I know
he had an issue with that. I don't know that I've seen a Shadow 2 go down due to a broken TRS, being honest. No, I mean, every gun's got its issues. I'm just crapping on a known issue that they could have fixed but didn't. But
the CZ's got, 3 of those. So the trigger return spring,
firing pin, retaining
pin. What's the third one? Oh, the slide release.
Well,
you got a better way to handle that.
Speaking of CZs, this makes a nice segue as I commandeer the host. I just need a soundboard. I can take your show.
We have a question specifically about what you're getting ready to talk about. So go for it.
So in New York over the weekend, there was a production shooter who dropped his gun at Make Ready as a Shadow, and it landed on the hammer, and a round cooked off and hit the RO in the chest. And Mr. RO, unfortunately, did not make it through the ordeal. Which brings me to my favorite thing to talk about, which is those guys on the Facebook groups who want to conceal carry the Shadow 2 because they say, I shoot this gun the best. It's like, bro, that's a terrible idea for a number of reasons. Learn to shoot another gun. But all of that to say is, given the recent evidence on why having a firing pin block is a good idea, what are your thoughts about carrying a gun without a firing pin block?
You and I have talked about this before. I don't think you should carry a Shadow 2. It's not a carry gun. There's carry guns. There's guns that are acceptable for carry, and then there are competition guns. My Legion, not a carry gun. That is a
Glock 34 could be used either way.
It can. The Shadow 2, like the Legion, is a competition gun and should not be carried as such. Manny, what you got?
I don't know, because
there's
there's people.
I'd carry a Shadow 2.
There's people going around with Atlases. They've got some carry models and whatnot, but
that's different because they're carrying a gun cocked and locked. Like if you had a Shadow 2 and you only carried it single action, it starts to make sense provided you didn't monkey with the firing pin spring, because the firing pin spring is the only safety you have.
If you're carrying a Shadow 2, then just convert it to single action only. Like, honestly,
I guess if you kept it in half cock, you'd be okay.
Yeah, but there's still the danger of dropping the hammer to half cock.
Dropping it on the hammer, yeah.
Yeah, like there's 100% always with a non-firing pin block, non-decocker model that hammer could slip and you could cook off a round. That's my biggest dislike with the Shadow 2, is that you have to manually drop the trigger or the hammer. Like, I know that you get slightly better triggers with a decock or with a safety model over a decocker model, but I don't know. I think it should be a decocker model anyway.
Well, I mean, Tantfolio, the triggers can be made almost as nice as CZ triggers, and they still have functional firing pin blocks.
Yeah. my my SPO1 with a decocker is as nice as a stock Shadow 2 trigger. Now that's a stock Shadow 2 trigger. It's not a modified one. And you can make the Shadow 2 triggers nicer. But do you need to?
I would honestly change the hammer on a Shadow 2 now just because I like the hard wall, and the OEM Shadow 2 hammer has a lot of creep. So I would change it to the Cajun Race hammer, honestly. But
I like the profile of the CZ custom hammers. I don't like how the Cajun hammers have, like, they've got the flat part and then it pops up for the ribbing on the back. I don't like that.
But honestly, that having shot of buddies, that
gets you a
hammer,
good perch.
yeah, for decocking the gun manually, you're not losing your grip on a Cajun Race hammer, where you can easily do it on the CZ custom Race hammer or even the OEM Shadow 2 hammer. So
I haven't seen I haven't looked at the Apex hammers for those. I don't know if like
they're the same profile as an OEM one. I think.
An OEM.
I put Johnson's in his gun, and I think it's the same. I think they just cut on the hooks of an OEM one, but I'm not sure.
Apex.
Well, let me play off this question with another question, since you said you wouldn't carry a SIG Legion. What is the trigger pull weight on your Legion?
It's like just I don't remember if it's at or under 3 pounds. Give me a second, I'll tell you.
Because the reason I asked that is what if you took it out of the ridiculous tungsten trim and put it into, like, just took the trigger module out and put it into like an M18?
The trigger is what his issue is.
To be fair, yeah, I won't carry the Legion because of the, like, so my X Compact.
I guess
you can't do that. Hey, your video is demonetized now.
No.
They're not going to let you make any money on this anymore.
But an M18, you could flip the manual safety on too.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting an M18 if I decide to stick with these P320s because I shoot them so good. Like,
you have a 320 now?
Since we're allowed to show guns on camera.
Yeah. So humble.
Oh yeah, you have that one.
2.75 pounds. It's light.
This is 3.5 pounds from the factory, but
so these are 3.5 from the factory as well, but it's 2.75 now. But to carry, in order to carry one of the 365s, I'm putting an agency trigger in it. I actually went to buy one yesterday and they're sold out right now. But
you mean a 320?
Yes, that 320.
My 365, I honestly feel good about.
Yeah, I agree. The 365's got a long trigger pull.
It's got a long trigger pull, and they changed something about it because the out of battery issues the P320 has, I can't get it to do it on the 365. When you have the trigger pinned to the rear, like, it is really hard to cycle the slide. Like, it locks up really tight, and that's interesting
for carry. Okay, get a Legion, and then swap out your Legion base pads onto your carry gun. Dude, these things are the coolest little base pads. They're aluminum with like some really nice stippled texture back here. I love them, and I don't use them on
throw away your Legion base pads anyway. Because why would you send 17 round mags with a carry optics gun?
Yeah,
because you can still use it in production.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you had the old X5 with the 21 rounders, and number one, the 21 rounders are illegal in their stock format in carry optics anyway. Mm-hmm. And you can't use them in production. So it's just like, gee, thanks for this paperweight you sent me, Sig. I'll either take my belt sander or...
They should have sent 4 17s if they were getting rid of the 21s, though. But anyway, these mags are just freaking awesome. They're the base pads.
That's a Henning pad. He makes the Legion pads.
Does he?
I think
that
so.
Doesn't surprise me at all. It looks like his machine. Like, that guy's got some clean stuff.
These are really great. I mean, I like low profile base pads, and this is hardly any bigger than the magazine.
I would put money if he machines the Legion ones. I would put money that they're the identical profile, which is maybe 1/8 of an inch all the way around.
Yeah, it's
almost. He made a Glock one. I don't know if he still makes it, but it turned me off on his stuff for a long time because it had like a big old foot on the bottom of it.
Oh, the battle hook.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the Blue Line series, the thin Blue Line ones or whatever.
Yes, big old ugly thing. And then he has the other ones, and they're like, wow, those are very nice looking extensions.
He's figured it out, and I've got a Graham's spring and follower kit with his deal, so it's 23 plus 1 reliable. Reloads to 22, but it has a really good feel to it.
Here.
What are you doing, Work?
I don't know anymore.
He's fiddle farting with guns again.
I was getting ready to swap a base pad, but then
It's okay. He'll just sell the Legion and go buy your Optics Ready CZE Shadow 2.
I'm keeping both. Don't ask why, but I am. Okay, so Johnny Sins, which great name, says he recently acquired a Black Knight muzzle loader 50 cal. Muzzle loaders are fun. There's just something about loading your own like explosive device right in front of your head that's just fun.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely be buying a new one this year or before next hunting season.
Yeah, what happened to your last one?
I gave it away.
I can make an election joke right now and be incredibly topical, but I won't.
Okay, so going to the question that was based off of Humble's earlier topic. That's why that fell. So with that issue in New York, does USPSA need to change their rule for double action, single action guns to be allowing them to start from a half cock position? Right on safety only guns, non-decockers. What do you guys think? Humble, what do you think since you're the resident competitor?
I wouldn't mind that they did. I don't think it provides, especially. So there's every time they want to change a rule, you have to think like, well, they did it this way back when the game started. And if we keep changing things, where is that going to take us?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you consider like when they initially made that rule and what guns were like, and now what guns are like, I don't think it provides any advantage to manually placing a gun at half cock. I think it's a safe thing to do. It would have been better, and we'd still have somebody alive if they did that. Mm-hmm. So I'd be totally fine with them changing the rules to allow guns in double action to start in half cock if they don't have a decocker. Sounds fine to me.
I 100% agree. I don't think it's going to, I mean, you're still dealing with a relatively long, relatively heavy first trigger pull. Like it doesn't improve the trigger pull that much to give them like a competitive edge, especially with the strikers being what they are now, like striker fired guns. So I think it makes no sense not to at this point. You know, there's a lot of rules that they do to try to level the playing field. That's not one of them anymore. It's just not. Manny Builder, you guys got anything on it?
Nope.
Not at all.
Agreed. Next question.
All right, then. Let's go ahead and hit some questions. Do we want to do some question music?
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Okay, so our first question for tonight is any lessons from this year's USPSA season? Let's see if we've got. Does everybody have like maybe 2 lessons each? No, Builder doesn't. Builder, do you have 1 lesson?
Yes.
Go to them. Go to the matches. All right, let's
have 2.
If you've got 2, go for it. Manny, let's go with you first.
Let's see. Lessons from this year's USPSA season. They're fun, so what I learned? I don't know. Come back to me. Give me like 30 seconds. Come back.
All right, Humble, what about you?
So just to be clear, because I was reading something when you asked the question, things that I learned, 2 things from this year, correct?
2 things, okay. 2 lessons from this year's USPSA season.
Number 1 is I am too conservative. I don't spend enough time pushing speed to the point where I feel uncomfortable when I'm shooting. So next year, I'm going to constantly be shooting at a pace that makes me feel like, oh crap, did I hit that target or not? Like I'm pretty sure the hits are there, so that when I actually let go in the match and just let it be, it'll be more closer to the pace because I'm giving up too much time.
So you're gonna work in speed mode all year.
Yeah, well, I think I fully understood speed mode. Like it's easy to when you think you academically understand something, because I academically thought I understood speed mode, but I didn't. And then the next thing was going to just be that my reload is while it's okay, it's not great, and I got to get it. I got to get it to be great if I want to be where I want to be. Just at nationals, I got kind of hosed on my stand and shoot skills for just gun manipulations, like picking up off a barrel, unloaded start, those kinds of things. When it's a 6-second stage and you're a half second slower than the guy who wins the stage just on the load, like that's not going to get it done. So all that crap becomes important, and I just never practice all that stuff. So I'll be a stud next year, I promise.
All right, Builder?
Not
ready yet, are you?
No, I'm ready because I'm at the Humble's at like this end of the spectrum, and I'm at this end of the spectrum. I'm just dabbling, splashing, and dipping my toes in the water. Doing that thing. Still debating on doing IDPA once or twice.
No IDPA.
Huh?
We're shooting a 3-gun. We're not doing IDPA.
Oh yeah,
3-gun.
I think
2 things.
I think Timothy and I are going to do an IDPA and just win.
That sounds good.
But no, the lessons I learned this year are the same lessons that everybody learns all the time, and that is that you should actually dry fire. Actually, the last match I went to, I would say that if I had touched the gun sometime within the 3 weeks before the match, I probably would have done better. And the second lesson would be if you stage plan to actually do the stage plan, don't just hear the buzzer and then go, oh shit, and just start shooting everything. Because that's how you don't shoot targets. So, and also, hi Reds, I see you down there.
He's popping back over to the main channel now.
Okay.
Manny, did you figure yours out yet?
Yeah. Okay. Lessons from this year's season. Let's see. Big things were hesitations on first shots. I need to stop those. I don't need to overconfirm that first shot is bad. And another lesson is visualizations. After getting that stage plan down, just visualize it so it's almost memory. And get better at visualizations.
All right. So my two are, my first one is I need to trust my shots more. I took a lot of makeup shots, especially at this last one, and most of them were unnecessary makeup shots. I need to be okay with an Alpha Charlie and just leave it at that. And secondly, I need to find that happy medium of pushing myself to shoot fast while not being total. I'm not to the point of humble yet where I can push myself to being uncomfortable and know that I'll be good. But I've got to push myself to at least the higher end of my speed. So, because I don't do that. I tend to like either override my speed and just go way too freaking fast, or I just go really slow and overconfirm my dot on every freaking shot. So, super great.
You should try Steve Anderson's shot calling drill.
What is it?
I'll tell you later, but you should try it.
Don't want to give the chat free advice.
No, it's just most of them wouldn't care what the Steve Anderson shot calling drill is.
That's
too technical.
That's Shooting Galler New England's in the chat. How's it going, man? Yeah, TFX Pros still suck. Should 100% burn that sticker, and you probably should have just not put those sights on the gun. Just
I
swap
threw up
them
when
out.
I saw that post.
just swap them out for some like Trigicons or
Go
something.
ahead and just
Literally
take 'em
anything. Huh?
Just take them off and just use the fight without them.
No sights on the gun is better. Ameriglows actually, honestly, like they're Ameriglow and Night Vision are becoming my two favorite iron sight companies. Not that I use iron sights anymore, but because blast from the past here, I've proceeded on to the future.
Big Johnson has two really good lessons he learned this year.
Oh, wear underwear. That's a very good one. And don't drink too much.
You don't want that zipper chafing as you're running.
Oh, I didn't even that didn't hit up here until you just said that. Oh yeah, I guess Reds, you're right. For competition sites, Dawson Precision's the place.
Or just no iron sights. Who needs those?
I need to pull the front iron off my Legion because I don't. If my dot goes down, screw it. I don't have a rear sight anyway.
Tony had a dot go down who says who needs iron sights, and then his dot went down into mass. It's like, oh, but you know what helps when that happens?
Me, I need iron sights.
his index is probably good enough where he's like, screw it. Or I'll just switch to be left-handed and be like, I'll get it anyway.
Yeah, it's no irons. On a carry gun, I'm totally the other way. Irons all the way. Like, got to have backups. But I'm just going to start bringing a second dot, just tossing it on, and I'll use one stage as a throwaway to figure out where it's hitting. I don't know if you guys watched my my USPSA video, but on the very first one, so I started explaining what I was going to do. I was going to start on the far away target, work my way close.
You didn't do that.
I did not do that because I realized that I went out with my reloads for the first match ever this time. And I had shot exactly 20 of this particular loading through my gun. And I function checked them. I made sure they weren't keyholing. I was relatively sure that they were accurate. But I wasn't sure where they were hitting at about 20 yards. So I decided to take the close target first to make sure that the damn bullets were going where I thought they were. Nothing like checking your loading at a match, right? It's great.
Hey, so pro tip, now that you're making your own ammo,
Yeah. Don't
you
do
have
that.
to re-zero every time you change projectiles.
I know.
Every time.
Actually,
What?
these
Who does that? I don't.
these things hit so crazy close to where my 115s are. Like, it's kind of awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. But I don't plan. Well, if I can get projectiles and primers, I don't plan on changing again. But
You just have to get them when the
none of
door's
us get
open.
any primers.
I
They're
know
gone. It's
yeah.
over.
they're getting eaten up by the ammo companies because the ammo companies are trying to make ammo. So there's none for us, for the little people.
You can buy Gen X primers off of AmmoSeek right now.
For how much?
It's some stupid price. It's like $490 for 3,500 of them or something.
Jeez.
It's a really bad price.
Yeah.
Does that include?
Aren't they usually about $30 per 1,000? Or weren't they?
But yeah, I mean, I was generally getting them for about $32 to $34 a 1,000. So that's not a good price.
No, it's not. But you can get them. Honestly, for
Yeah,
that
but
much,
Gen X
better off
suck. They're really hard, and their quality is not great. Like
for that price, you're better off just going and buying $30 for a pack of 59 millimeters.
You're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull them apart really quick and then run them back through your loader.
I mean, if you really want ammo and we're desperate, you could sign up for Supervel's notifications and then try to get on the weekly scrounge of 4 seconds to get ammo.
Yeah. All right, let's hit our next question. So our next question, Manny, I'm skipping the one because it runs way too close to legal advice, and I don't want to get close to that. So our next one is, how did you get your spouse to be okay with firearms in the home? Does your spouse shoot? How comfortable is your spouse around firearms?
I'll go last.
I know that you're going to be the most boring. Let's go with Humble first.
Oh gosh, come back to me. I was just sitting down to read chat, and you guys
Just throwing that up.
on me.
All right, I'll go first since Mandy's the one that asked the question. Okay, so I didn't really have to do anything to have her. My wife's not like super comfortable around them, but she's not. It doesn't make her nervous. Like, so at any given time, there's generally one gun out of the safe, and that is mine, and it's on me or like in a place that the kids absolutely can't reach. Even if they could reach it, they know not to touch it. So like none of that really makes my wife nervous, but she's also not overly comfortable with them. She does not shoot. We've gone shooting twice in the last year, which is actually that's actually a lot. But both times she gets through, I'll put 10 in a magazine. She'll get halfway through it and be like, "Is it done yet?" So she's actually not a bad shot, which doesn't surprise me really. But she was putting at about 5 yards with an LCP2 and 22. She put all but one shot in the A zone of a USPSA target.
Yeah, she had a pretty good group.
Yes, and for a non-shooter with that gun, that's not bad. Like the sights are almost non-existent on those. But the 22 version's a freaking sweet little gun. But yeah, I mean, I didn't ever have she was never anti-gun or anything. I didn't have to talk her into accepting that people have guns. It was just getting to the point where we had guns, and it never really bugged her too much. And as time has gone on, I've slowly gotten more and more safe with them anyway, as far as like where I keep them and that kind of stuff, especially after kids. Once you got kids in the house, safe or nothing. So, Humble, are you ready yet?
We took a firearm safety class together when I first got into it, so that was helpful. But I mean, it's not like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable. Like it's a pattern of safe behavior, and like they just kind of get used to it eventually. And I mean, the hardest part is the first part of actually getting them into the house to begin with. But I think the more they know about it, the more comfortable they can be when they understand that they don't shoot themselves, they don't load themselves.
Explaining the price tag is one of the more difficult parts. You're going to spend how much on a little piece of metal that you're going to carry around and is never really going to do much?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if they go with you and see the price tags of the ones you're not buying. Why do you need the $500 one and not the $350 one?
Because I want it to work.
Right. Hey, your Taurus is golden now, man.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, well,
it only took a month and a half, and
unless you're buying an APX, buy an APX for $350. You'll be good.
Yeah,
that gun is awesome. I like that gun.
You can get really good sub $500 striker guns. Like $350 to $500 is about the sweet range and affordable. Like you got the APX, the Canics in there. There's a lot of good guns in that price range.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Manny, do you have an answer to this question?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Let's see.
She's not. She hates them.
No, she'd been around guns all her life, so they weren't foreign to her. But when I decided to get my concealed carry license a few years ago, she was very cautious of it and was like, "Why?" But eventually, she grew to it, and then she got used to me handling guns around the home. We don't have our own kids, but kids are often over at our house, so locking them up is pretty. They're put away. The only gun that's typically out. Hey, JBL. The only guns that are typically out are my carry gun, and that's typically put away if it's not on me. And I have Project Gun Room, so if I need to leave something out, it just gets locked. The room gets locked, and she shoots. And she's okay with shooting. She actually went to the USPSA match. You would have met her builder, but no, you'd be responsible.
It's true.
Yeah, but she doesn't mind it. I mean, they're just getting over that first hurdle.
So it's funny we keep talking about how all the guns are locked up except the one. I just realized. So I do some side work with guns, and I just realized that literally right here, stuck to a magnet, is a Glock 19 just chilling above my desk.
But you know that neither of your kids could pull it off that magnet.
False.
Have you? Remy will get up there with his feet against the thing on it. but it's not loaded either, and I don't have any 9mm to the point where they can reach it, and it doesn't have a magazine in it. So
It's got the gold trigger, doesn't it?
he actually, yeah, it does. So my youngest, he's going to be my gun kid, and he likes to do. This is what he says: gun practice. So I let him grab the LCP in 22. He pulls it out, and we run through drop the mag, check the chamber, check the magazine, and then he goes and pretends to shoot invisible people, being sure not to point it at real people, and 1 or 2 fake shots, and he's done. But he knows to check, at least. All right, Builder, you're up. Your Builder's now scared that Remy's touched a real gun.
I'm far enough away that I'm okay.
Yeah.
So my wife grew up with guns in the house, to the point, well, she grew up shooting her whole life. Just what they did. When she was in high school, she went through Project Appleseed. Humble, you can just tune out for a minute. Project Appleseed is a rifle marksmanship course, and she scored whatever the highest score is, expert marksman or something like that. And it's a pretty neat thing that I can't do because I suck with the rifle because it's not a pistol. But yeah, she's pretty decent with a rifle. We don't shoot together very often because we got 2 little kids, and not a lot of time. She's working full time. I'm working full time, and she's in school as well full time. So she doesn't shoot a whole lot, but when she does go out and shoot with me, she always seems to chew up the bullseye pretty easily. So she's actually she's going to be hunting, I think, Saturday night. I think I'm going out Saturday morning, but she's going to go out Saturday night with her 7.62 39 AR and hopefully smoke a deer. So,
and maybe kill one.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Well, that'd be interesting to smoke the deer while it's still alive.
No, you smoked the deer. Actually, I misspoke. You smoked the deer with my 45-70. Right, work?
You're right. Yeah. There's just pink mist left.
I want Humble to shoot that.
Dude, that thing freaking hits.
I'm a big boy, and I put 9 rounds through that, and I was done.
So she's gonna hold the 45-70 like this and just like not put it against his shoulder, like a pistol.
Oh no! You want that gun against your shoulder.
I bounced one off my collarbone, and I was about done.
And yeah, I don't know how you pulled that off, but you did. Okay, next up, AR9 or an SMG style. So like Scorpion, Strybog, MP5, BNT, one of those. So AR platform 9mm versus a purpose-built 9mm.
For what?
I don't know, Manny. For what?
Oh, I don't care either or. I mean,
let's do it twofold. So first, let's go with USPSA. This is Humble's favorite segment, PCC and USPSA, and then let's go home defense.
For PCC, I'd probably do an AR9 just because they're easier to reload.
Mm-hmm.
And for home defense, probably a submachine gun, like a MP5 clone or something would be cool. Those are fun to shoot. I like MP5s.
Mm-hmm.
I have never shot one, but they are.
I shot a full auto one, and I shot a Colt AR9 full auto and MP5 full auto. And the MP5, there's something about it. It's easy to hold.
Just
in
smooth.
place.
must be the roller lock.
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. It was a lot of fun.
Builder, what do you think?
I would definitely do an AR9 for USPSA. I've said for a long time that I think I would become a better rifle shooter if I set up an AR9 just like my my 5.56 AR and ran that at USPSA. I think that would be a practical use of that PCC class. And then for home defense, I mean, there's a bunch of good options. If I did an AR-9, I would do a Bastard AR-9, and I would do a side-charging MP5 mag AR-9, because MP5s are expensive.
They are.
But I mean, everything in that price or everything in that category would be a pretty decent home defense, except like a Tech 9. But I mean, you have your MP5, your Strybog, your Scorpion, your AR-9, your an Uzi, because Uzis make you giggle.
You could beat the hell out of somebody with a Tech 9. I'm just saying.
A Mac 10. So.
All right, Manny, what you got?
There's one answer to this question, and that is the JP JMR 15. That's all you need.
Jeez.
Gotta have it.
So Jacob has placed his vote in the chat with a $10 super chat. Thank you, man, for the H&K. Man, I'm still mad that you sold that thing. Just a heads up.
Before I got to shoot it, too.
Yeah, we didn't even get to borrow it. Turd bucket. Anyway, I've been having to make up like really like creative non-cuss word names for people lately. So turd bucket is on top of my list. Douche canoe is a good one, but I don't want to use douche around my kids. They already know the word turd. They don't know douche yet, and they don't need to. So, anyway, yeah, for me, I agree. For USPSA, AR-9s are kind of golden. The Strybog it's got AR-9 controls, but I don't know. We can't get the decent version for USPSA in the States anyway. They do make a 16-inch barrel version.
I mean, you could SBR a normal one. You
can, but the mags stick a little bit too. I think the AR-9 is just probably the best option there. As for home defense, honestly, it's a toss-up between the two. Whichever one, for home defense, I think shorter is better. So like anything 5-inch and beyond barrel lengthwise. But if you can get a suppressor on it too, all the better for you. And in that case, with the suppressor, some type of delay, whether it's gas or roller delay, is going to be a better option for you than a straight blowback. Straight blowbacks will be more, they'll be louder. So I think. Let's see. So Gray Note asked if we covered the ND. Yes, we did, unfortunately. And we kind of agreed that USPSA should probably change their rules.
Something else that's a bonus as far as the home defense part goes, for the AR-9, MP5, and I think the Scorpion. I don't know about the Scorpion. Is you can get the giggle triggers for them.
You can get one for the Scorpion.
Can you? The pull release triggers?
The binaries.
Not that that's a great idea for home defense, but it's giggly. So,
and it's way more affordable giggly than putting that on an AR. I had seen something up there that I wanted to, and now I don't remember which one it was. Oh well. Anyway, so dang it, I had something in my brain twice now to say, and I don't remember what it was. Let's go on to our next question. What do you hope to see released in 2021? Guns, optics, gear, pretty much any of the above.
Primers. I want there to be primers in 2021.
So when you find them, we'll just do a bulk buy.
Yeah. The only problem is we all live in different areas, so a bulk buy is not going to help us out a whole lot.
I will.
Yeah, when it opens up again, I'm going to overreact and buy a big fat stack of them.
Yes.
And be like, well, I'll just deal with that credit card debt for a while.
Yeah. No, you got that. You're rolling in that YouTube money now.
I don't think you understand the size of the order for the primers that I'd be placing.
That's fair.
Well,
okay.
you're gonna get like what, 5 years worth of primers or what?
I don't know. I was thinking it's totally reasonable with my means. I could buy 5,000 primers a month if they were available. Like, yeah, I could do that. That totally makes sense.
I wish I could buy 5,000 primers a year at this point.
I'm going to Red's house.
No, you're not.
He's got 15,000.
I mean, you can go, but I wouldn't expect to walk out. He doesn't tell you that as an invitation to come over. I'll say,
can I come over?
That's like all the liberals now who are like, oh man, tell me about gun stuff, and I'm like, no, you burnt that bridge when you voted Biden in. Anyway, so our next, we're already running that. So other than primers, Humble, do you have anything? Because honestly, I don't know about you guys, 2020 has been underwhelming at best for me as far as releases goes. There's very few guns that have come out that have just been mind-blowing or accessories or anything. So
there's been no need to, because it's just like, oh, just keep making the same crap and we'll buy all of it at inflated prices. Sure.
Right. Oh, I don't
buy a CZ P07 for $700 new.
Oh,
I mean, that's awesome.
On P07. People right now,
P10Cs are selling for like $600 new.
P10C is worth more than a P07.
Well, I don't think either one of them is a $600 gun.
Oh, absolutely not. They're not even $500 guns.
No, like $400 is a good price for a CZ.
Yeah, $400 to $450 is a good polymer CZ price.
But I mean, I feel that way about most polymer guns. Like I feel like they should be about $400.
And, Glocks should top at $500, not $700.
Oh gosh, yes, yeah.
I'll give the MOS 550.
No, I'm sticking
with MOS 500, MOS 550. Give them an extra little bit for cutting their slide. Whatever.
No, I'm saying the standard ones should be at $400 to $450.
There should be only MOS guns. There shouldn't be non-MOS guns.
Now that I don't disagree with. Big Johnson says Glock should cost $250.
Well, yeah, because they only cost like $50 to make.
About $100. Cost them about $100 to make a Glock. So they sell it to distributors for. Builder, you were in that world. What is it about like $350 or so?
Dude,
or they
like
distribution warehouse
years ago.
Well, I know, but you at least were you were more in it than any of the other of us.
I want to say I could get a brand new Glock for like $400 or something.
Okay. And then you sell it for $550.
Yeah, maybe it was $450. I don't remember.
It was probably $450. I know markup isn't high on guns. It's 10 to 13%. But it's still they're too much. Anyway, so yeah, what do you guys have? Anything you're looking forward to?
Nope.
I think the Romeo 2 is promising. Mm-hmm. I think that would be cool.
I am hoping that Hullison comes out with a competition-based optic.
I'm hoping somebody other than Hullison does. Comes out with like, you know what? I'm gonna make guns that are good now, guys. It's gonna be nice, or optics that are good, and
you want
just Trigicon and Hullison
just being those two.
I don't know. I guess Seymour is supposed to come out with the new RTS 2, maybe the RTS 3. I think that's supposed to drop soon.
Yeah, I'm not too optimistic for a Seymour dot.
What, didn't Tyler break 22 of them?
He said he broke 10 at nationals. So yeah, I've sent back like 10. That seems insane, man.
So Gray Note says he wants an RMR with a top load battery for carry.
It's not coming.
Happen. And I'll tell you why it's not going to happen, because Trigicon is currently the Glock of the optics world. The stuff works, and so they're just going to keep feeding you variants on the same crap.
Buy the RMR CC.
No. Buy a 507 or 407K. No, but I really think Hullison needs to come out with a large windowed, larger dot, like a 5 to 8 MOA dot, and they would be golden.
They have a circle that's a MOA.
I don't want a circle.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that.
But you shoot with the circle dot on your Legion, so why would a circle be different than a circle dot?
because I shoot with a circle dot on my Legion. I don't want to guess where the center of my shots are. Not to that extent anyway. I like a dot.
I don't know. I think the most you'll see is a 5 MOA dot out of them.
So if you want to see why I don't like any of the Holosun circular things, take your circle dot, have it on, and hold it real close to your eye, and then move it away from your eye. And you'll watch it go from like, oh, that's nice, that's a nice size, to like, oh, okay, this is getting ridiculous. This is okay. All right, that's too much. So guys who have long arms like me, because I was like, there's no way that this is 32 MOA. And I tried it on some different plates at different distances. Like, okay, it should be this big on this plate at this distance. And it's like clearly off the edges. Like, this is clearly larger than that. And it's the same way with the 8 MOA dot. It gets bigger the further you hold it away from your eye. So doesn't work for me.
See, I've got my tiny little, midget arms and my child hands, so not a big deal.
Where are your baby hands?
They're over there on the safe somewhere. Every time I open the safe and the kids see those, they're like, what the heck are those? Why are those in here? And I'm like, because I bought them for a joke and you can't have them.
Those are from the last child that asked that question.
Do you guys know that you had an older brother? Had an older brother.
Ooh,
anyway.
You should do that.
Well, except I bought a 10-pack, so they both got a pair. So, yes, that's right. I bought a 10-pack. That's all they sell them in. It was $10. It was best $10 for a practical joke I've ever spent.
Are you using your booster seat, asked Big Johnson?
Yes. I actually stole my my youngest booster seat, so he's like sitting just bare seat, and I'm in the booster now. I had to do it to get the seatbelt in the right spot. All right, let's go on to our. Well, does anybody else have any last things that they're looking forward to, or that they want to see come out?
I don't know. Some.
I think an aluminum frame an aluminum frame Legion might be a good move for SIG. Or can you put the Legion slide on the aluminum frame gun?
I'm not sure. It's got a short dust cover, so
then no. The Legion spring perch dust cover area is too short to be able to run on a compact frame. So unfortunately, probably not. Anyway, all right, next up. Oh, do you think so? For anybody who is in the Facebook scene, there is a new player in social media. They're not new. It's just been thrust into the limelight called Parler. Do you think Parler will last, or is it the hot new thing that will fade away? What do you guys think?
It's fade away.
It's toast in 3 months. Yep. MeWe was the thing a year ago,
and MeWe's the thing again now.
It's the problem is, and I think we've talked about this before with like YouTube, is whatever somebody comes up with to try to replace something, it has to be equal to and or better than what it's replacing. And all of these are subpar compared to what they're trying to replace, which is like Facebook or Twitter, and none of them can compete, so none of them will win. Someday something may win that war, but it's not going to be either one of those. I'm on Parler, but no, it's not going to last.
I don't know how to use, like, it's based on the Twitter model, and like, Twitter has never made sense to me. Like, I don't understand how you like be on Twitter.
I hate Twitter, so moving to like the Parler, it's like nah.
I fired up Parler. I'm like, oh, this is like Twitter. I'm like, well, we'll just leave this in the pile of apps that never gets used.
Pretty much
move on with life.
Relegate you to the back of the mind folder.
You can add me on Parler, but you won't see much content out of me over there.
Right. Okay, next question. What are you going to do?
Can't add you on Parler. I tried. You're not on there.
Who's not?
Humble isn't.
No, it's on my name. It's not on.
Oh, I got you.
Weirdo.
Yeah. Well, that's what it suggested. I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
All right, so, what are you going to do to be more prepared for ammo shortages in the future?
Nothing.
Buy it cheap, stack it deep.
I'm not going to be dumb and buy as much ammo as I'm using. And I'm reloading now, so I will be buying both reloading supplies and ammo.
Can I buy those 8-pound jugs like I told you to?
8-pound jugs of what?
An 8-pound jug of pistol powder lasts forever.
It's like 5,000 rounds. There's one right over there.
So Red says that Parlor is the Instagram model. I don't see it that way. I see more posts that are just written up as text and then maybe linking an article than I do like Instagram where everything has to be an image.
Mm-hmm.
So
Harry says start thinking in terms of pallets versus cases. Dude, I can't afford pallets. Come on. I still got to buy guns.
You know, you don't need guns. You need ammo.
Yeah. I got to run a channel, right?
Mm-mm.
Got to be able to buy guns every now and then.
Hey guys, new video this week. I just found a box of 9mm. Want to watch shoot it?
I'm just
do an unboxing video on a box of ammo.
a single box of 9mm. It's a 9mm round.
We haven't seen these since 2020.
It's not even that dirty.
It would be kind of funny to do a vlog of running around to all of the different gun shops just asking about 9mm. They've stopped answering phones. They don't answer phones at any of the local gun shops anymore. And I know it's not just my number because I tried calling from my home number too, just to check and see if they were ignoring me.
You have a home phone?
Yeah.
I'm
an adult, Manny. I'm an adult.
No, as soon as we couldn't get a hard line on the house, we stopped thinking about the idea of a home phone.
I have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're home and need the phone, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to spend the $20 a month on that than to buy them a cell phone. So,
or get them an Echo Dot and let it make calls for you.
Mm-hmm.
we have one.
You have one.
6 of those.
Those make phone
Freaking love those
calls.
things.
It's great.
Oh, I know they do, but I don't want to have to deal with that crap.
It'd be hilarious. Hey, Echo, call Daddy.
Yeah,
He'd be calling
So
you downstairs.
the last thing I need is
My,
for it to be that easy.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law have Echo Dots in every room, so their 4 kids can communicate without getting out of their rooms and stuff. And their oldest daughter, she's 5.
5,
She
really?
said, call mom. And the contacts in there are for my sister-in-law's mom. So that dot called my sister-in-law's mom in, an hour away where she lives. And my niece is sitting there going, I'm so bored in my room. And they're walking around their house and they're like, where's Marianne? What's going on? And they're looking all over. And they finally figure out that she is logged onto their thing somehow, and I don't have any of that stuff.
We do drop-ins. So like if I'm down here, because I've got one in the basement, and if I need to talk to somebody up in the living room, I'll drop in up there. But I like them. I've thought about renaming them Wiretap, but I decided not to.
Kyle's got a good question.
Check this out. Hey Alexa, theater lights off. Ooh.
Start
Alexa,
the movie.
Theater lights on.
My Alexa, my dot.
I don't want to brag or anything.
Goes, what light would you like to turn off?
Hey, camper, light off. Oh yeah, hey camper, light on. Oh.
She's apologizing now for not finding theater lights. All right, what was Gray Note's question?
No, it's Kyle's.
Okay.
What was it? Oh, where did I lose
Anyone
it?
going shooting tomorrow?
No.
No.
Well, it was that. Oh yeah, yeah. What timers does everyone use?
Oh, I use a
I use the blue one.
Pocket Pro.
I don't use the blue one. I own the blue one. Work has it.
Yeah, it's upstairs. I keep forgetting to bring it to you.
Because it's way better than the Pack 2 that you have.
I don't know what that is.
Dude, so the Pack 2, the thing that I like, it's super simple to like get in it and switch all the stuff. But it doesn't have a freaking volume on the buzzer. And so I was talking to Harry. Shit, it was earlier today, I think. And I was on the T-Rex Arms website, and Lucas uses a Pack 3, and he also has tape holding something over the speaker on it because it's so effing loud. You don't need the full volume at the range even. I never take it off because it doesn't need full volume of that buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
Does mine have volume control?
I don't know.
They do. Yes, the Pocket Pro 2 does. Yes.
The blue one does.
Yep. I'm hoping to get myself a AMG Lab Commander.
Look at you, moneybags.
No, I mean I want to. I mean, they all cost the same. I think that one's like
Yeah, pretty
150, but
Yeah, I think
wanna
mine
try
was 120 or 130. So yeah, it's within reason.
Reds agrees with you. It's awesome.
mhm. Yeah, he just had to wait forever. But I mean, you're gonna wait forever on that one.
Did you get yourself some Guga Rebus stuff work?
I did not.
Did it ship yet?
Yeah, mine showed up 2 days ago.
I need to. I just haven't. So I should probably get on there and actually do that.
I got the belt set up this morning, my backup belt. So now I've got my red, white, and blue American flag holster, and then the mag pouches are now white. So
Why are they be all dirty now?
Yeah, I saw the only ones available are white and blue, and the only belts available are like 55 inches or something.
Yeah. I'm fat. I'm not that fat. Shoot, who asked it? Kyle also says, with ammo prices, what they are, anyone using lasers to do dry fire, like any like the laser or the electronic dry fire aids. Big Johnson says he's using Mantis X. I have one. I haven't used mine in a while. I used it to kind of refine my trigger pull, but for dry fire, honestly, what I do is I watch a video on my computer and I draw and shoot people on my screens.
That's your dry fire?
That's what I do. I shoot people.
Joke's on you. It's always your video, Manny.
That's okay. At least he watches my video. Was that the Gaston Glock store, Humble?
yeah, that's right.
So, do you guys use anything like that for your dry fire to make your dry fire better?
I have a Mantis X10, but I don't use it very often.
Yeah,
I use these
I
cardboard
think I would
targets.
probably use it more if I had one of the mag things for it, so I could actually do draws and stuff. Because that's where the majority of my dry fire is draws and reloads and transitions. But I want to be able to draw and shoot and work that into transition stuff just to get them. I don't get to dry fire a whole lot, so I shove a lot into a very limited amount of time. But yeah,
$15.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, the mag carriers. They are $15.
Yeah, mag pouches are all out of stock now.
The problem for me is like I could get one of those laser things. How much are those laser things usually? They're well over $100, aren't they?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah, and like with ammo prices, what they are, that's ammo that I could be buying. I mean, even if it's just 150 rounds, that's 150 rounds of ammo. So yeah, so Red says he just dry fires. Hell, he uses a dead trigger in his Glocks. That's one nice thing about SIGs is SIGs don't get the dead trigger like other striker guns do. Their trigger actually resets. So, or almost resets. It doesn't click, but it'll follow your finger out and it'll give you a very similar trigger flow, especially with a 2 3/4 pound rolling brake. It doesn't feel a whole lot different when you're shooting versus when you're dry firing. So I do like that. That as much as I hate rolling brakes, that's one positive part about it on a SIG. But
1911's like that too.
what? That it's the same feel the whole time? Yeah.
Yeah. For those of us.
Hey, Greeno. See you, man.
Goodbye.
Sorry, Builder. What?
I said for those of us still shooting iron sight guns and
Weirdo.
shooting minor in a major class.
Yeah, but that gun is so fun, though.
It is. So good with it. I'm not going to place well. I don't care. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, I mean, and it's that gun is fast too. It really is fast for what it is.
It was fun when we first took that out to see Aaron and Drew run it.
Yeah,
Because they freaking screamed with it. I was like, man, I didn't know that gun could shoot that fast.
they need to try it now.
Yeah.
Thing is freaking sweet. I honestly think that Aaron would be surprised by it at this point, and he's the 1911 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Someday we'll get back out there when the Rona's not hot, and when your wife's done with school, and when we have time, when my kids decide to actually go to bed on time.
Yeah, I only got one more week of quarantine, and then I'm a free man.
Oh, quarantine. Give me just a second. All right. Let's
Another question.
Yep. You got it?
Is there a firearm accessory you have bought that you wish more people knew about or bought?
Reload wrap.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't buy that, though, so that doesn't really count, I guess.
Freaking reload wrap. That's actually going to make it in a video that I've got coming out in the next week or two, because that thing, people should know about it. And as an example, so I just took a concealed carry test. Oh man, when was that? Last Thursday.
Did you pass?
Oh yeah. But no, it's so our local gun store, the owner is trying to come up with an adequate test for the end of their concealed carry tests that people who get out of it can pass, but it also is difficult enough that even really good shooters have a difficult time hitting 100%. So we were taking it, and one of the guys who is well, it's Heath. What is he, a master? Or is
No, he's a GM, I think, in Open, isn't he?
I don't
He's
remember.
a GM in Open. I
Okay.
think he's a master in carry optics.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So dude knows his shit about guns. Like he ran a Glock 43 because that's his carry gun. We were running our carry guns. And he had his spare mag. It's a shield mag in a Neo mag in his pocket. The shield mag slipped down underneath the Neo mag, and the Neo mag had popped over, and so he couldn't get to his magazine around the Neo mag. Guess what doesn't do that? Freaking reload wraps. They don't do that. You can't lose a mag out the bottom of them. It's not going to pulp around the top. It's just there, and it works.
Yeah, the only way to lose it out the bottom is if you like really pushed it in there far to break the
You would have to do it very wrong in order to do that.
Yeah.
So if that concealed carry test had reloads, then I would be in trouble because I never carry reloads.
It has reloads. It's one reload. So it's actually, I really like the test. It was the one that I ran was 25 rounds, and it did a variety of distances between 3, 5, 7, and 15 yards. It had a few from draws. It had a few from low readies. It had 2 shots offhand or weak hand, and then a reload, and 1 string that was 2 shots standing and 2 shots kneeling. So it's a big variety of different stuff just to shove into a very limited amount of rounds.
The 5-yard roundup would be a good concealed carriers test. It has 1 draw from concealment. I think it's got 1 low ready and fire 4 shots. 1 low ready, strong hand only 3 rounds. 1 low ready, support hand only 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the whole test.
No, we just do the fast drill. Fast drill.
So what other things have you guys spent money on that you wish more people had bought or knew about? I got an entire video coming out about this, so I'm only going to give you one.
That was my one.
Let's see.
Good holsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, yes. Not wasting money on bad holsters.
Oh,
yeah.
I've got this alien gear. It's a shapeshift. Like,
Oh.
hey, buddy,
God, if I
you
see
could have taken that money and bought a real holster, it'd be amazing.
You can buy a Harry's holster for alien gear price.
You can get a Harry's holster
Depending on your gun.
singleton
Right.
for under $50. Now, I mean, Attaclaw So you're still running under $60, which is really good in the holster market, and you will not be let down. Use Work the Trigger or the Humble Marksman for 10% off of that one. Use Work the Trigger.
Use my code. It doesn't exist.
Use Many Things Builder Shooter for 0%.
Humble, are you running the Singleton yet?
He's gonna whip his.
Oh no! What did I just get us into? Here we go.
Oh,
Does
look
it have a dingle dangle on it?
It does have a dingle dangle. Oh no, it doesn't have a dingle dangle. That's sadness.
What's
You don't
I
have
don't
a
even know what
dingle
that
Do we
is.
need to send you a dingle dangle?
Hey,
I want a dingle dangle.
That's a dingle dangle.
Oh, I've got those. The hairy one. I've got some of those.
We can't talk any more about the dingle dangle. It's just that.
it's called the dingle dangle, and that's all we can say.
Yeah.
Now I've got a couple of those. Harry sent me a couple of them. They're great. I like them a lot. Don't remember which holsters I have them on. I think my primary Glock holster has one on it right now.
That's the same problem I have, is that I've only got so many, but I only carry one gun right now, so not that big of a deal.
Sure wish I
Yeah.
had one.
I like this
I will
holster
work on
so
it.
much that I am changing how I dress so I can use it every day, since it only goes over the belt and I can't tuck in behind it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, it's almost cold enough to need to wear a vest today, so I'm going to wear a vest today and use the comfortable holster.
You don't just work from home like everybody else.
No, I actually go into an office.
I don't work from home.
I work
Yeah, but
now.
but we have to go into the office, into work to actually do our work.
You mean you and Builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I go in homes, but I don't
Right.
work.
You
from
have to
home.
go to a facility and do physical labor.
It's true.
I have kids that are in the house and a wife who likes to talk. So if I want to do any work, I have to be out of my house as well.
You need a basement.
Well, they don't
Those-
make
those-
those in Texas, man.
I do
Not very often.
I don't know how they don't have basements in Texas with the number of tornadoes that Texas has.
Well,
You dug a hole in Texas?
there's a
That's a
couple
good point.
issues.
Their ground sucks.
Is number one, we don't have a lot of hills, and the ones that we do have are really small and very gentle. So it's not like Georgia where it's like, okay, there's a site that looks like this. It's like, we'll just bench a basement into it and call it good. They don't do that here. So and then number two is we have expansive clay. So our soil gets bigger when it gets wet. So if you were to dig a hole in the ground and put a basement in it, and then it rains all around your house, it's going to create amazing pressure on the backside of that wall. And in order to engineer a basement wall that doesn't collapse every time it rains, you spend a lot of money. So only rich guys have them. And we also make our slabs like rafts, so the clay moves. They just kind of ooh.
Nifty.
Yeah, we have post tension slabs in
That's cool.
Texas, which
That is cool. Those
yeah,
are
they did. Well, I mean, they are in Texas because that's the only way they make slabs.
Yeah.
If you want a slab, that's what you get. But in Georgia, no, they wouldn't do that.
Up here in Indiana, we just dig a hole and hope it doesn't fill with water before you get your basement poured.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know, because I don't make houses. Hey, my basement was dug by freaking hand, so people are insane back in
Our
the day.
basements that we put in are dug by, I don't know, somebody. I come in after drywall.
Wait, so it's already sanded by the time you get there?
Yeah,
Ooh, you're a smart man.
yeah. Sometimes it pays to be good at a certain part of your job.
Framing?
Yeah, no. Hanging cabinets.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. I am going to go to bed because I got a lot of work to do tomorrow.
And you gotta make sure you gotta fight off the Rona.
And I got to fight off the Rona that I don't have.
Yet.
No, he won't, because he's responsible and going to bed at a reasonable time.
In the camper. He's going to
All
sleep
right.
in the camper.
I'm not
Yeah.
sleeping in the camper.
No,
All right.
it's cold out there. All right, see you, Builder.
See you guys.
All right. Let's see.
And just like that, the audio quality improved for the stream.
By
Did it? I don't even know.
You could hear the whoa. sound of whatever it was he had. Like, I don't know if it was air conditioner or his fan or whatever.
No, so I've got one ear is out, and because you guys are on speakers, the other ear is monitoring myself. So,
because you like to listen to yourself talk.
I love listening to myself talk. I actually hate the sound of my voice. It's
Doesn't everybody?
yes,
Unless you're the humble marksman. His voice is so soothing.
right.
It puts me to sleep in a good way.
The funny thing
I
is,
don't know
though,
about all that.
so like, and I'm sure you guys have heard this too. When people hear their own voice, they're like, "Is that really what I sound like?" I hate that. Like, and Humble probably gets this. I'm used to it now.
Yeah, I don't care. Like that's my voice. It doesn't sound at all like what it sounds like in my head.
Nope.
Mhm.
But that's what I sound like when it's recorded and played back to me. So whatever.
You listen to
I
it
have an
at least
amazing
once a week.
melodious voice, and it's just like, ooh, yeah. If everybody could hear what my voice sounds like in my head, everybody would fall in love with the sound of my voice. And then I'll listen to it back to me. I'm just like, who is this imposter? This is malarkey.
White sounds sus.
It's like my voice is way deeper and more manly sounding inside my head.
Yeah, mine doesn't sound like a 10-year-old child in my head. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Reds also agrees with you. It's not soothing in real life. That's nice. Anyway, all right. Next one. All right, you're heading to the range. You take one gun with you. What one gun are you grabbing to go to a range day?
That's an easy one.
Go for it.
Whatever I'm competing with at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I shoot. I shoot whatever I'm competing with.
Same.
Well, Manny, you don't count.
Yes, I do.
You compete with your carry gun.
But I never carry it. Oh, okay. I never shoot at the range as if I was carrying that gun.
You
It always
should.
Goes in the competition holster.
No, you should, dude.
My draw is the frickin' okay.
No.
Just because you can
It's
practice
not.
an OWB draw
Uh-huh.
and be just as fast going from AIWB. I'll do a video on this, but it's all the same. Your hands going to
No.
near the same.
It's not.
All right, Slowpoke, let's go.
It's not.
My AIWB draw is garbage. It's like a second and a half. It's not good.
There is a huge difference between running an outside the waistband and competition rig and being able to just draw and shoot, and clearing a cover garment, making sure that you've got a good grip from an appendix position, drawing. Now, once you draw and get it out of the holster, steps like 3 and 4 are the same. But man, there's like, that's why every time I go to the range, oh, he kicked us off. Every time I go to the range, I'll do concealment draws because they're a pain. Like that's the entire week before our competition, this last competition, I actually spent about an equal amount of time doing appendix or concealed draws as competition draws because I had that the conceal carry test coming up, and I didn't want to flub a draw on it. I didn't want.
But what's funny about it is the guys who have the blazing fast AIWB draws, like they wear like these gamer shirts, almost like an IDPH. This is my heavy shirt that I draw fast in, and like they'll do this thing, and it's just like, oh, this is more realistic. It's like it's getting your elbows basically to the shooting position so that it's just there's less movement involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to index with. Like I can use the light on my flashlight. It's like, well, it helps the sights stabilize faster. It's heavier and it okay. So it's a frame weight is what it is. So there's all these little gamer tips that the guys who are super fast with the appendix thing do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, oh, it's more realistic. It's like it's trick shooting, same as like fast draw Old West type stuff at this point.
I do prefer my draw from hands up though. When I do practice AIWB,
Mm-hmm.
I typically do the hands up. But
I draw about a quarter second faster if I do hands up.
Mm-hmm. It's I think it's like a proven thing. I don't like John Creel will do the stupid fig leaf thing where he's like got his hands underneath his shirt. You've seen this, right? If you've ever watched one of his extra videos, he's got his hands up front, like pretty much on the gun.
I kept trying to make a video basically saying don't listen to John Correa's firearms advice, but not actually calling him out by name. And I kept just like I sound like a jerk, and it sounds like it's aimed at John Correa. Like this isn't going to work.
I mean, I like watching his main channel, but the problem is he takes so much. He goes to so many firearms classes, but he's not really getting much better.
I love watching his breakdowns of self-defense situations. Like those are fun to watch, but
Well, I watched him do the IDPA 5x5 classifier, which it's easy. Like it's legitimately easy to shoot a master score. If you can manipulate a gun, okay, you can probably shoot a high expert, if not master score. It's just not very difficult. And he tried like 3 times, and 3 times shot a sharpshooter, and then like finished the video on a positive note by saying like, well, if you made these hits that aren't zeros into a 0, then I would have shot like a almost master score. It's just, bro, that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. And he was shooting at a USPSA target using the IDPA scoring model. So the 0 is effectively much bigger on the USPSA than it is on IDPA. But the scoring, the way the games are scored is completely different. So it makes sense to have the USPSA targets the way they are and the other ones the way they are.
So Locke says nobody shoots anymore, especially at the range, unless they're flexing and they have ammo to shoot. That's I have noticed significantly fewer people at the range the last few times I've been there, which is just sad. Good.
Oh, well, I was just going to comment off of Harry's comment. Yeah. And I think he just does it to do a flex on everybody. Oh, look at me. I trained with this. It's like a bucket list of trainers. I was like, I've trained with Gabe White, Scott Judlinski. And
he's building a pedigree so he can actually sell his crap because he has a platform to sell stuff. I mean, sure. Why not? But
a lot of the times people use going to class as their, claim to proper marksmanship and good shooting rather than achievements. They see going to a class as an achievement and not things that class would lead to.
Going to class is different than practicing.
Yeah.
And if John Correa practiced as much as he says he does, he would be a much better shooter than he is.
I think he just shoots when he's on video.
I'm reasonably certain of that myself.
Yeah, because you could go to a class and screw off the entire time or in your head argue with the instructors rather than listening to them, and you could finish the class. That doesn't mean that you actually got anything out of it or that it was productive or that it made you a better shooter even. It just means you went to a class.
Yeah, and most of the time he's the host, so he's going for free, and he's just stroking the instructor anyway. For the most part,
you left out ego the last time you said that,
so that doesn't matter.
Stroking the instructor.
It's one and the same.
That was not a flub. Yeah, it's. I mean, you got to get something out of it if you go to a training session or do a class. Okay, let's see.
Humble, do you plan on taking any classes in 2021?
Yes, at least one. I won a certificate at the North Texas Open to go train with a local GM who started a training academy. So nice. I'll go take a Blake Lyles class at some point next year, probably right before major season gets going. I'd like to take a JJ class if he comes back through Dallas or close to it.
Just hit up his wife.
Half of the year.
Just hit up Jessica and get that class going. Host him.
No, I don't have the drive to host a class. It's not a. Although
well, you could make parrot noises at yourself.
What?
I'm so lost.
Your JJ interview when his host was squawking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's that guy's something special. But
what? I must not paid very close attention to that video.
At the end of that video, because the guy who brought JJ to the match was was from Odessa, and so he was driving back to Odessa after the match. And I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, can I grab JJ for like 15 minutes, just sit down and do a quick video with him?" He said, "Yeah, sure, that'd be fine, but I do got to leave, so please be respectful." So like, I got the camera set up and everything, so as soon as JJ was ready, I could just walk him over to the chair and get going.
Yep.
And I mean, took less than he didn't give me my full 15 minutes and started being a jerk about it.
Yeah.
So. But he had a long ride in front of him, and he wanted to get home. He was tired from shooting all day, so I totally get it. But at the same time, you know, don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Did you get a new audio recorder though?
No, I don't really use that much. I'm gonna get a wireless lavalier mic. I'm gonna see if I can't get like a splitter where I can hook it up to 2.
Plug it into your camera.
If I do those kinds of things, yeah. I don't like syncing in post. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it sucks. And whenever I try to sync it, for some reason, the audio, like the frame rates of the video and the audio don't work. So when you start chopping video, it never worked out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful when you start splitting, though, because it affects audio volumes. So you're going to have to go into your camera and you're going to have to boost your audio volumes of the input from what you would have them on a single mic. Just a heads up on that. So
interesting.
You can still get it to run. It's just that you've got to boost the signal because you know how, because we were
I have a cut on mine right now.
Yeah. Typically with the on-camera mics, you got to have, or the external mics, you got to cut them a little bit, but you'll have to boost it up a little bit if you split it. Manny, what class are you planning on taking classes next year?
Yeah, I've got the Tim Herron class again in June. We're taking that again. It might be a yearly thing. I don't know if I'll go for the 3rd year, but I'm going to take the Tim Herron class. And if I get some primers like I was talking about last time from my buddy, if I get some primers enough to shoot the season and I get that range membership and I can get the board to approve me getting, I want to bring up Steve Anderson for his intro class, his basic class.
Okay. We don't have any USPSA classes that I'm planning on taking, but we've got a local, almost local. They're about 45 minutes north of us. It's Briggs Core Dynamics. It's an actual like defensive training place, and I'm planning on taking a pistol and a rifle course up there. So, and then I've got to talk
a pistol / rifle course.
Probably 2 separate courses because I want a pistol and a rifle course, a pistol course and a rifle course prior to going to a pistol and rifle course. But I got to talk to a couple of our local guys and see if they've got any of the like USPSA training people coming through to try to get on one of them. But I really am going to take a Briggs class next year, at least 1, hopefully 2, maybe get up to Fort Wayne again to take a condition red response class again. So, because honestly, even the defensive classes can teach you a lot about shooting. So
shooting is shooting. It doesn't matter. Tactics is the only thing that's different between competition and defensive shooting.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Let's do one more question before we shut it off for the night. Let's see. Let's do this one. Do you guys have any projects for this winter?
Yes.
That's it. That's all you got. Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I do.
Humble, do you want to go first or no?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay. Projects for this winter are. I've actually got a list over here. First one is I need to lose some more weight, and then I need to lift some weights and get some hand strength, grip strength. Need to do lots more cardio. So it's going to be a very physically active winter inside the wonderful dojo. Gun projects, nothing really. Bunch of dry fire. Be ready for spring.
Okay. Humble projects?
Only keeping it topical to chat because obviously they're honeydew projects.
Right. Yeah. Not going over those.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get my stand and deliver skills tuned up. in dry fire properly, rather than just kind of like getting it to a good enough standpoint. I want to take it over the top and get to, okay, that'll do, pig. That level of awesomeness. So I'm probably going to screw around with this SIG some more during the off season, just as a change of pace. Like, I don't want to shoot all the same gun all the time. Just why not? So I'll be shooting the AXG Scorpion over the summer. I'll probably drop a full review on it after it's got a couple thousand rounds on it. But it's been holding up really well, and I shoot it really well, so I've been enjoying it a lot. So, and I built another belt, so I've got like 4 competition belts now, which is stupid. I went from having 1 to 4 in like a 3-month window. It's like, well, what am I going to do?
You had the
Stop
double alpha
switching
belt.
guns.
Well,
And then you had the ghost belt, the ghost pouches one, didn't you?
so I had a ghost belt, and then with the double alpha pouches, and then I got another ghost belt because my old belt was starting to wear out. I was like, I might as well get some more pouches too, just to have a backup belt. And so I got the ghost pouches again, just to check out, maybe do another video on. And then Guga Rebus sent me the belt for the video that I'm about to record this weekend on their Guga stuff. And then I found that sale on the Gaston Glock style on the Guga Rebus gear. So like, well, this is basically like they're giving it to me. So I bought another Guga Rebus belt and pouches.
For
So
what a really nice deal.
Yeah. The Gaston Glock store was selling the pouches, which normally retail for $50 for 15, and the belts, which normally sell for $50 for 18. So it's just like, well, I kind of got to do it. So I did, and they shipped them to me, and now I have them. So
that was a great rundown of that.
What do you use to cover your gun? Like a shower cap, or did you actually?
Yeah, I've got a shower cap in my bag. I almost never cover it though, because I used to worry about like the lens getting dirty from dust and stuff like that. But the truth is, like, I put a piece of tape on my glass if I worry about the sun kind of getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it through that perspective, like dust getting on the back of the lens isn't that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've got a shower cap. So I also have a gallon Ziploc bag I've used as well. The shower cap seems to not blow away. I've lost a couple of the gallon Ziploc bags. Just the wind seems to get them when you're shooting, and they're not there when you come back.
All right. So my projects for this winter, I've got my X Compact that's going to be getting changed a lot. It's going to be getting a comp on it, a dot on it, some Cerakote, fun stuff like that. There's the pretty.
Yeah, there's a guy in chat talking about the Scorpion. There it is. There's the Scorpion.
Is that a Delta point?
It is. I had a spare Delta point sitting in the drawer.
You didn't sell all those yet?
I just like, you know what? There'll be a time. As many guns as I have coming through the house, it's good to have backup dots that I can just throw on a gun. And
Delta Point's a good backup dot too.
It's not bad. But I tell you what, I'm over the 2.5 MOA dot. It sucks. People who are like, yeah, 3 MOA dots the best. Like, no, you're wrong. Demonstrably at this point.
No, now they
5
say
and
the 1
6
is
master rate. No, 1 is that's stupid.
It's too tiny.
It's stupid. 2.5 is too tiny. I posted this on my channel when I said it the other day to somebody on Instagram. I was like, I can always exploit the speed of a large dot, but I can almost never exploit the precision of a fine dot.
You could if you had a rifle.
Never.
That's the only time that
but it's a pistol. We're like, well, what? Yeah. But if it was a rifle, it was not a rifle. It's a pistol.
Yep.
And I can't hold a 5 or 6 MOA dot small enough to where I can open up a group versus like a 3 MOA dot. Like I can't do it. My wobble zone is too big. I can't make the groups smaller than I can make them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 1 to 2 MOA makes sense in the rifle world. It does not make sense in the pistol world at all.
The one thing I like about the 3.25 RMR is that it can get bigger when I turn it up, especially with the Hunter's HD Golds. I don't even have to turn it up and it just looks bigger.
Yeah, RMRs or Trigicons in general and their ability to bloom is nice. You can
you
bloom
hate
a
that
little
blue
bit.
glass when you don't understand it, and then you understand it. You're like, okay, the blue glass is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hollisons you can bloom a little bit, but not nowhere near what
Delta points can't bloom on a Texas day. If you full cloudless day in Texas, you get a 2.5 MOA dot, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's all you get.
Didn't that alpha bloom as well?
Yeah, it could bloom. It got bright enough to bloom, but it's also gigantic. So
They are big.
they're really big.
Where were we? Oh, projects. Yeah. So I've got the X Compact. I just finished up my arrow build, my 6.5 Grendel arrow build this week. So we're going to be doing a little bit of rifle stuff over this winter. We have a 750-yard range close to us. So we'll be going up there and testing some 6.5 against some 308 and doing some scope comparisons. I recently got on with Primary Arms as an affiliate. So I've got one of their scopes in now, hoping to get a little bit more in. I actually really want to get their version of the Holosun in, the Chevron version.
Oh, the Cyclops?
Yeah. Just see. I want to see what it's like.
That seemed interesting to me too.
Yeah, see if it's nifty or not.
Did they make a pistol
Unfortunately,
dot yet?
that's the Cyclops.
Oh, okay.
It's a Holosun 407, but instead of a dot, they have a chevron on it.
Oh.
And they have a huge circle, so if the dot is at all off the screen, you'll have a good idea where it is.
I thought they used to have something else called the Cyclops. I thought it was a rifle optic.
They may. I don't know. But yeah, it's I'm hoping to get one of those in. He would have sent one to me, but they were out of stock at the time. So, which is probably because Holosun had to redo their entire product line for the whole Drigicon thing, but which sucks because I liked the V2, the Holosun
V2s originally were awesome.
They're the best. Of the 3 versions out, they are by far the best in my opinion, but Drigicon's got to ruin it for everybody. No, I understand. I mean, they had to defend their patent so that people wouldn't get too close, but still sucks. All right. Well, that's all the questions we're going to be covering for tonight. I think the chat has died down enough. We probably won't get any more while we're signing off. So let's go ahead and finish it off for tonight. Manny, where can they find you?
They can find me right here on YouTube and Instagram as Many Things. Post a video once a week and whatever I feel like posting. So come check it out. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, Humble, where can they find you?
YouTube and Instagram as the Humble Marksman, and my B channel, the Arrogant Marksman.
You can also find him over on Patreon. Hey, thanks, Jake.
There we go.
Chat.
Yeah, one of those.
But yeah, Humble's got a Patreon page, and it is the best $1 you will ever spend. He puts out multiple articles every week. Does way more than I do for my patrons. It's worth it. So if you're interested, head over there. And you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Work the Trigger. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.